Hey, Team 101. Yes, it's the Labor Day weekend, and I'm just popping in to create this announcement to try to get ahead of the curve a little bit as I load everything up. And if you have any questions, please, the fastest way to get a hold of me is by the cell phone, which is on the syllabus. Okay. And the syllabus is going to be subject to change. I'm pulling out some of the quizzes, here and there. I'm really looking for your ability to, let's just say, deploy thinking utilizing the English language, critical assessment, critical analysis, and yes, critical thinking is best demonstrated through some of these written assignments. I'm not saying we won't have a quiz here and there. So make sure, here it is. I'm not here to blindside anyone or give you any surprises, but make sure you read. So when I put these announcements up and I say this is critical to know, that means you have to make sure that you read through this in the chapter. All this comes from the book. So if you don't have the book, there's issues like that. You're going to make this much harder for yourself. And at the end of the day, you're not going to enjoy the course as much as you like and become motivated and inspired to pursue your dreams and goals here in the system. We need good problem solvers. And as I've said before, the best problem solvers are those people who can utilize the tip of the tongue and the keyboard to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help people. Okay? So this is what we are doing, have done. We will be completing all these things. If I don't hit every single one of these things in class, it's still your responsibility to make sure you know these things. And if you have questions that's confusing, that's where I come in. But my job is to create some excitement in the class about these, okay, and to basically bring activities to the forefront in the classroom where you can best demonstrate the knowledge you've accumulated, okay, yes, personally, no question about it, but through the textbook and other maybe associated readings and or videos, all right? So keep it linear, keep it focused on the book itself. That's the best way to do this. So make sure you do read. And I remember how to read, 12 minutes, 15 tops each section, take a break. So we went through this system. We started talking about, really the baseline, let's say the intricate components and skill sets and traits that are required to work in this system. All right. We didn't talk about this yet per se, but we will get through that. This is important to understand the phases, what happens in each one, and we'll discuss that, no question about it. We didn't talk about this. It's something you can read. Okay, the cake model there. And there's some element of history we'll talk about. I think it's really important to understand, where did this all come from and why and where are we going with it? If you don't know where we've been, you don't know where we're going to end up going, right? We're also really going to talk about this coming week. I want to see how you think relative to theorizing. One of the biggest questions we have, in our industry is why? Why do people do the things that they do that seem to run afoul, okay, of a socially accepted behavior? Why do they do that? Why do they hurt themselves? Why do they hurt others, right? That's been a never-ending question I always had. And a lot of it was answered through my dissertation when I worked exclusively for years with members of the upper echelon members of the Boston Irish and Italian mob. But anyway, all right, and it answered a lot of my questions and destroyed some of the mystique about the decision to commit crime. You'll need to know that. So you're going to be criminologists, and we're going to end up debating. Okay. Also, we'll talk about ethical decision making, etc. Okay, very, very difficult. This is something you're going to agonize over what to do, and we'll do an activity based upon that. What do you do? This is a big area in oral boards too, by the way. So what's left after that? Now we're going to move on to chapter 2. So give me a second here. I'll pull this up. Boom. So in chapter 2, when you start reading that, I hope you have. I know it's been a long weekend. The weather's going to be really hot, so hard to concentrate, but do your best to understand that we will be discussing the legal perspective of what crime is, how crime is a violation of the law, right? We will discuss the social perspectives of crime. There's a lot going. Crime is just kind of, in a way, an oversimplified word for behavior, all right, codified behaviors. Behaviors society over time, and it does change, have identified as unacceptable. We don't want that, and you're going to be held accountable in a free society for these types of things. Remember, people who commit crimes impinge upon the rights of others, all right? So you may not see that quite a lot, but it's very true that they do. So it's not, we do need to discuss this. Compare and contrast norm violations, right, and ethical violations. We'll talk about that. Please read that. Be prepared to answer questions. And when I come around, it's going to be rapid fire. And I expect you to work just as hard as I am in this course too, okay? 50-50. Discuss the behavioral perspectives of crime, right? That's important. Determine the types of research methods, all right? I mean, you're going to hear that again over and over. We conduct investigations into the why factor. That's research. And what do we use to do that? We utilize scholarly materials that can be found in the greatest library in the world, the Shapiro Library. Whether it's the physical one or the electronic one, outstanding resources and lots of help too as well. So make sure you see the announcement relative to any kind of academic help you may need. I'm here for you, but we have a tremendous support system here at Southern New Hampshire University. So take advantage of it. We all have and we all will. Evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of, the common CJ research strategies, how to investigate these problems. You will be building your research capabilities over the course of your program. It's important. All right. And I'm saying that that's not the world according to me. It really is the most important people that we have in the system are those who conduct research to help us understand why and ultimately deploy the best strategies possible. So those are the biggies this week. Also, you have a career exploration part one, that project. I put it in the mod. I will be sending it out email. Any questions, we'll discuss that when we meet again. And for nothing else, I hope you all have a great weekend. And remember, this last week, class participation was the first assignment. Forgive me if there's any kind of confusion on that. I like to see, make sure you're comfortable the first week. A lot of people are just trying to find the classroom, much less have to do a writing assignment. You will write this term. Just please understand that, okay? And the syllabus is subject to change. I'm going to be moving some things around, but there will be no surprises, okay? Like I said, I really want to help develop and assess your communication capabilities, your problem-solving capabilities, and your demonstrative capabilities of, say, critical thinking, your critical thinking skills. Those are really, really important. Any questions, don't hesitate. Give me a call anytime, 7 days, evenings a week, I'm available. And let's kick the tires and have some fun.